This is Jeff Brown, and I am coming at you from beautiful Pensacola Beach, Florida. So the last time I spoke to you, I was in Austin, Texas, and I have made it to Pensacola Beach, Florida. This is absolutely beautiful here. I am just amazed. Pensacola Beach is absolutely beautiful. The water is incredibly blue. I cannot believe it. And this is the most white sand beaches I have ever seen. It's absolutely gorgeous here. Right now, or in a week from now, I'm headed to Miami, Florida. So my goal is to get to Key West, Florida. So I'll be leaving here in about a week, and I'm heading to Key West, Florida. So if you're in Florida, I would love to reach out and talk about language acquisition. So let's go in. Let me show you the inside of my 20-foot motorhome. So first of all, here is the kitchen. Here's my cute little kitchen. This is where I cook and make coffee every morning. Love my cute little kitchen. And this is it. So here's my motorhome inside. I've got my microwave and my couch and my bed, etc. Here is where I work. This is where I teach 4 days a week. I've got my computer and my book and my coffee and my rule sheet and my pens. And this is pretty much it. So here's my bed. I use a sleeping bag because it gets cold sometimes, and I love my bed. Love, love, love my bed. Here's my bookshelf. I keep my books up here. And let's see what else. Here's the cab of the motorhome. This is where I actually drive the motorhome. Love this motorhome. Drives so sweet. It's a Toyota, so I love it. And here's my cute little TV. I've got my TV. And this is a air conditioner. And this little ball here reminds me not to hit my head on the air conditioner. So every time I hit the ball, I go, oh yeah, I don't want to hit my head on the air conditioner, which I have done 2,890 times. So what else? I've got, check this out. I've got a clock in here, and this is on Pacific Standard Time because my students are on Pacific Standard Time. And once I let them go early and they didn't say anything. So now I always look at this clock, which is Pacific Standard Time. Another cool thing I have is I have solar electricity. So these are my solar panels. I've got solar panels on the roof, so I can use just solar. I don't need to plug in, which is totally cool. So what else? I've got my cabinets and my microwave and my refrigerator, and that's pretty much it. A couple more things. One more thing. I'll show you my cute little bathroom. Here is my cute little bathroom. I love my cute little bathroom. I've pretty much got everything I need. I can shower in here. I have taken showers in here several times. So I have hot water. I love the fact that I have hot water. I usually don't shower in here. I usually shower in the RV park shower because they're bigger, but that's about it. So here's my awesome, awesome motorhome. I love it, love it, love it. And thanks for visiting. Thanks for coming in. So TPRS stands for Teaching Proficiency Through Reading and Storytelling. And I love storytelling as a means to language acquisition. So those of you who've had me before as a teacher know that I do TPRS every single day. So in my class, what we do is the first hour, we do what I call vocabulary building. And then the second hour of class, every day in class, we do a story, and we do a new story every day. And my students love it, and I love it. So let me tell you about the craziest story that we did last semester. This is so, so funny. Of course, we did it in Spanish. So here's the story. So it turns out there's a woman named I. And I happens to be a woman in my Spanish class. She's an actual woman in my Spanish class, or she was a woman in my Spanish class. And I works as a hair cutter. She cuts hair at San Quentin prison. So every day, I goes to San Quentin prison and cuts hair. But I doesn't have a car. She doesn't drive to San Quentin because her husband won't get her a car. So she has to drive a chicken. She drives a chicken named Diana Ross. That's right. Now, Diana Ross, the chicken, doesn't have a car stereo, of course. She doesn't have a Bluetooth, car stereo, CD player, etc. But Diana Ross sings and dances. So every day when I drives Diana Ross, the chicken, sings and dances, I'm coming out. And I sings and dances too. I'm coming out. So they don't need a stereo, right? So every day I drives Diana Ross the chicken to San Quentin prison. But on the way to San Quentin, I gets hungry. So every day, Diana Ross and I go to Del Taco in Oakland on Too Short Boulevard. Too Short is from Oakland, and he has a street named Too Short Boulevard in Oakland. Whoa, you didn't know that? I did. So every day, I drives Diana Ross the chicken to Del Taco. But she doesn't go into Del Taco. She goes to the drive-thru of Del Taco. And I orders a half a taquito, one half of one taquito. And I orders 1,000,000 napkins. That's right. So I orders 1,000,000 napkins and a half a taquito. She orders the 1,000,000 napkins because she's very dirty when she eats. She's messy when she eats. And her husband, Tom, told us that. And Tom is also in my class. That's right. I have a husband and wife in my class. Tom and I. So it turns out that I drives to Del Taco to get her half a taquito and 1,000,000 napkins from Del Taco. And she goes to San Quentin. And in San Quentin, she cuts the hair of the prisoners of San Quentin. And it turns out there's a prisoner in San Quentin named Craig. And Craig goes to I one day and gets his hair cut. And I is the best hair cutter in San Quentin. She cuts his hair perfectly. He has beautiful, gorgeous hair. And Craig notices that I has 1,000,000 napkins. So Craig steals the 1,000,000 napkins. That's right. And with those 1,000,000 napkins, Craig creates an airplane out of these 1,000,000 napkins. And so he can escape from Alcatraz. So Craig, he steals the 1,000,000 napkins from I who cuts his hair. And Craig makes this paper airplane, or the napkin airplane, to escape from San Quentin. But there's a problem. That's right. There's always a problem in TPRS. Turns out that Craig doesn't know how to fly an airplane, but his cellmate does. His cellmate is Billy Worsley, another man in my Spanish class. That's right. So Billy Worsley knows how to fly airplanes because Billy Worsley is an ex-pilot from Delta Airlines. That's right. We didn't know that. Yeah, Billy's ex-pilot from Delta Airlines. And but Billy's been there a long time. He's been in San Quentin for many, many, many years. And why is Billy in San Quentin? That's right. Billy voted for Richard Nixon a long time ago, and he voted for Ronald Reagan. So Billy Worsley was put in prison because he voted for Richard Nixon and Ronald Reagan. That's right. And a boy from our class named Scott Zhang, he's always the police officer from our class. He arrested Billy Worsley and put him into prison many, many years ago. So this is just a crazy story. I could go on. My students, I stop the story every 5 minutes and I ask questions about the story. I have them describe the situation, which means I have them retell little parts of the story. So this was just a crazy story. For me, New Orleans is the greatest city in the United States. I love everything about New Orleans. I love the music, the people, the food, the energy, the plazas, the French Quarter. In my opinion, there's no better city than New Orleans, Louisiana. I absolutely loved it. I stayed right in the French Quarter. Right next to me was this beautiful cemetery, a super spooky cemetery where all the crypts are above ground, and it's from like the 1800s or something like that. But for me, it's nothing better than New Orleans. There was, music on every corner. There's cafes, French Quarter, the Bourbon Street, bars everywhere. Did I mention the food? It was absolutely wonderful. For me, New Orleans is just awesome. I will definitely be back. I may even go back to New Orleans to live. I just love the French Quarter and the architecture. And think about it. You're in the French Quarter. You're at a cafe, drinking coffee, eating a beignet, listening to jazz music, and then you decide to take a walk. And where do you take a walk? The Mississippi River. You climb up these stairs where the levees are, and you're just walking on this most romantic river, the Mississippi River. There's barges, the bridges. It's just beautiful. So I can't say enough good about New Orleans, Louisiana. I love New Orleans, Louisiana. I will definitely be back. I've always wanted to visit Baton Rouge for some reason. I guess in my mind, I pictured this beautiful city on the river with plantations everywhere. And it was a wonderful city. So I spent a week in Baton Rouge. There wasn't plantations everywhere. I went to the Mississippi River. I explored the Mississippi River. And I did go to one plantation. It was called the Magnolia Plantation, and it was an old historical site. And I walked around the Magnolia Plantation and looked at all these gorgeous old buildings.
And I also went to LSU, which is the Louisiana State University, and there's a beautiful campus there at LSU. And I walked around the campus, and they have a live tiger at LSU. His name is Mike the Tiger, and he's in this pen. He's all penned up 24 hours a day, and tourists go and take pictures of him. The poor guy. I talked to Mike the Tiger. We had a conversation, and I took pictures of him, but the poor guy's all penned up 24 hours a day. Come on, LSU. Let the guy out, for God's sake. Just let him run around the campus. You know, I don't know. He's probably not going to eat everybody. And for me, Galveston, Texas is sort of a sleepy beach town. I'm sure in the summer it's hopping. There's millions of people in the summer. I was there in November. The weather was great. The water was wonderful, and the beaches were just a little bit deserted. So Galveston to me is a little bit too sleepy during the off season. So if you want to go somewhere, you have to get in a car and you have to drive, or I had to ride my bicycle like 30 minutes to go to the nearest supermarket. So it was a little too sleepy for me. But Galveston was wonderful. I made really good friends at the RV park. Again, I made myself get out. I met my neighbors. They had a public pool, public hot tub. I talked to everybody, and I actually had a really good experience in Galveston because I got to meet my neighbors, and I pushed myself to go out and meet my RV park neighbors. One thing I learned about Galveston, a little bit of trivia for you, is it's not pronounced Galveston, it's actually Galveston. Galveston is an actual Spanish name. The city was named after Bernardo Galvez, who was the first governor of Galveston many, many years ago. It was a Spanish territory, obviously. So the city of Galveston was named after Bernardo de Galvez. And they have a boulevard, Bernardo de Galvez Boulevard. And so I put two and two together. I was like, wait a minute. Galveston. Yeah, it's not Galveston, it's Galveston. My favorite thing about Houston was actually the RV park. So I stayed in this huge RV park. It's called the Houston Lake RV Park, and it was wonderful. It's an RV park with a gigantic lake in the middle, and like 200 RVs around this lake. So it was super, super cool being at this RV park. The thing I liked about the RV park in Houston is there was a ton of people, and it was the first time that I actually got out and actually forced myself to meet people. Because this RV park had a public barbecue, a public swimming pool, and a public hot tub. So every day I'd go to the barbecue, I'd go to the hot tub, I'd go to the swimming pool, and I met people every day from around the world. So it was super cool to go out and meet people. So this was my first attempt to actually go out and make myself to talk to people. So I went to Biloxi, and it was okay. There is 10 casinos, but they're all miles apart from each other. So if you want to go to a casino, to another casino, you have to get in your car and drive to the next casino. But it was beautiful. The beaches are beautiful. I went over this super long bridge, and I could see the Gulf of Mexico and the Gulf of Biloxi on one side. And I went to the Boomtown Casino. So I did go to Boomtown Casino, and I lost $6 at the Boomtown Casino. So Boomtown, you have my $6. You're welcome. People of Biloxi, Mississippi, you get part of my $6. You're also welcome. Mississippi, citizens of Mississippi, you are welcome. I'm sure you'll get a couple of pennies of my $6 that I lost. So thank you, Biloxi, and thank you, Boomtown Casino. It was quite an experience.
I miss regular dating. I miss going out and meeting women normally, locally, and just, the 1 in 6. I miss the 1 in 6. I would say that internet dating is like getting a used car. It's like looking for a used car. And for example, your friend comes over and has this used car for you. And your friend is like, hey, I've got this used car for you that I want you to have. I'm going to give you this used car, and all you have to do is take care of it and love it and fix it and give it attention, and it's yours. It's all yours for free. And you're like, well, what kind of car is it? And your friend's like, well, it's a 2005 Ford Mustang. And you're like, Ford Mustang? I don't know. I'm really not a Mustang kind of person. What color is it? And you're like, it's red. You're like, red Mustang. I don't know. You got anything else? Nope, that's all I got. And then, a couple weeks later, another friend will come up with another car. And you'll be like, I don't know, maybe. I guess I'll take it out and see. I'll go on a test drive, you know. That's normal. But now you've got like 1,000 cars to choose from. There is 1,000 cars. Your friend is the internet. Your friend is the dating apps. And you've got 1,000 cars and you're looking for the best car. And you're just looking for the car that just is just the best, sweetest car that has absolutely zero problems. It looks good. It drives well. It's just awesome. And you're looking for that perfect car. And you'll spend months looking through thousands and thousands of cars, kicking the tires, going on test drives. And you know what? It's going to take a long time because you've got 1,000 cars to choose from. And that sucks because, you know, in the past, 20 years ago, we would test drive these Ford Mustangs, these, you know, Ford Pintos, Chevrolet, you know, Malibus. We would test drive them. We would give them the benefit of the doubt. But now there's just too many to choose from. And so we're not happy. We're just not happy because there's just too many to choose from. So please, people, let's stop being so choosy. Let's kick some tires. Let's go on some test drives. Let's give that 2005 Ford Mustang the benefit of the doubt. So that's all I got. I'll see you next time. I'll see you next video. And I hope to see you in Florida. Adios.